Hi everyone, this is Dave from Mom Back in the States. Today on our podcast, we have a very interesting chat. Now, we are going to be speaking with Tyler Greenfield from NFT and Chill Podcast. And the purpose of our conversation and our chat today is all going to be surrounding the NFT world, the metaverse, and real estate. We're trying to maybe ascertain why investors are actually paying real money for virtual land. So, we're going to have a deep dive into this, get to the bottom of it, see what's going on there, and see if we can try and maybe learn a few things from Tyler. So, over to you, Tyler. Could you kind of introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, for one, I just want to say thank you for having me on. Definitely excited to be here. My name is Tyler Greenfield. I go by the mayor in the Web3 NFT world. And I am the host of the NFT and Chill podcast. I am also the community manager for an NFT project called Basefish Mafia, as well as a Web3 consultant for GuidePoint Global and a contributor at wendrop.io. So a man who wears many hats in this space.
Brilliant. How do you find all the time to do all that?
Well, the thing about Web3 and like the NFT world is it's not a 9 to 5. So, it's global. So there's people from, all over the world. And, you could be up at, 2 o'clock in the morning talking to somebody in Australia. So you really just have to enjoy what you're doing and enjoy, I guess, the space. So that's kind of how it doesn't feel like work to me, but it's something I enjoy. There's a lot of connections and relationships being built.
Brilliant. How did you actually get involved with all this, Tyler?
Okay, so my journey is probably like most people's through cryptocurrency. So I was in the stock market and then I found cryptocurrency. So I was trading crypto and then all of a sudden I got an email from OpenSea about NFTs, and that was probably a year and a half ago. And I started checking them out, the digital artwork, and started reading up on the technology, like the blockchain technology. And I fell in love. And then a friend was in it as well, and we started talking, and the rest is history.
Brilliant, brilliant. So, all right, let's get into the crux of this. So, tell everyone, let's start with basics then. So, what is an NFT?
So, NFT stands for non-fungible token. I know that sounds, usually I don't start with that, but it's basically a token, but what that means is that thing. And it doesn't have to be art. It can be music, it can be real estate, it could be a piece of land in the metaverse.
Yeah.
So it is a unit of data, and that unit of data is completely unique because it is tied to a very unique code. That's what separates it from anything else. The code cannot be duplicated, and that lives on the blockchain. So it is open to the public. Anybody can see this unit of data that it has that unique code. So that is basically what an NFT is. It is, an object, an item. It could be a tweet. It could be anything.
So is it similar to kind of cryptocurrency that it lives on the blockchain and it's unique and you can see exactly what's going on?
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay. Now, why do you think it's gaining so much popularity in the moment? Why is so many people looking to this as the next big thing?
Well, that's a great question. See, with NFTs and the technology, it's really the potential. The potential for this tech is, whatever you can make it, whatever somebody can think about it, but they just have to put it to use. So, what I think it is the decentralization aspect of it too, and the mistakes fiat coin has made, in banks and governments. I'll tell you what it is as well. When you get into the space, and because people think it's very impersonal. We're all hiding behind these PFPs, which is a profile picture, these like images, these little characters. But in reality, it is very personal. People are building relationship. They're trying to meet at these like real life events, and there's a lot of community. I think that's what surprised me when I first got in was the community aspect of it.
Right. Okay. Is there any kind of questions that kind of people typically have on NFTs? I know it's closely linked with cryptocurrency, but is there any other kind of helpful advice you can give people? If they were looking to get involved, you mentioned OpenSea earlier on. You probably, if you could maybe just elaborate a little bit on that, because people are probably not aware of what that is.
Sure. OpenSea is basically a website. It's a platform. So it is the marketplace, and it's probably the largest one where NFTs are bought and sold. NFTs has become a way for artists to get what they deserve, the lion's share for their hard work. When like an artist here, when they make art and they have to sell it, they go to a gallery, and when the gallery sells their art, they take 50-60% of the profit. The gallery does. The artist gets a very small portion of that for something that they toiled over. In the NFT world, the artist gets it all. So you cut out the middleman, and the music industry is finding that out as well. So instead of giving everything to a record label, a musician can come on, create music as an NFT, and then they get everything. They don't have to share it with a record label. And we've seen what record labels do to certain artists in the past and are still doing today with the contracts.
I think Kanye West is quite vocal on this, isn't he, in terms of bringing all this to the forefront.
Definitely.
Recently I read the first ever Twitter tweet came up for sale, and it was all hyped up. There was a very big price tag attached to it. It didn't get anywhere close to being sold. Why do you think that happened?
It's very tough. The market. Somebody could come in and be like a world-renowned artist, and their art might not sell. It's really about building your social equity, like right now, because the space is so small. So maybe in a different time could have sold, but probably the price tag was too high as well.
So leads on to the metaverse. What's the metaverse? And what's going on in that space right now?
So the metaverse is basically virtual reality. It is, the space outside of this one that somebody creates. In simplest terms, it's basically, a game that somebody created. And anybody can create one. Like there's a few of them. There's Sandbox, there's the Metaverse, there's the new one that the Bored Ape Yacht Club created called The Other Side. And, they have plots of land in the Metaverse. And, I actually took a walk around in one. And it's like a 1-to-1 copy of Earth, essentially. And, it's pretty wild. I remember Samsung, the phone company. Samsung bought land in the metaverse, and they were trying to build their stores there so that, you as a customer could walk in virtual world and then shop in a Samsung store. And then when you go to check out, you pay for the phone or the accessory. And once you check out, it gets sent to your door. So that's kind of why companies are, gearing up for this, because, with COVID-19 and all this stuff, we've kind of come to that part. Like imagine going grocery shopping in the metaverse. You're walking through with your cart, you check out, and then the food arrives at your door.
I've read somewhere recently, just touching on what you just said, that people are really keen to explore the idea about maybe not going back into an office environment, but you're at home, you're in your comfortable setting, you come to your work, you put on your headset, and then you're in your virtual office, and you're actually interacting with your co-workers as well, who are all in that space. So it's effectively being at the office, but virtually with all your co-workers. So it's incredible. It could be the future of how we actually interact with our co-workers.
Even for me, although, I'm 37 years old, so sometimes I feel like a dinosaur in the space. Mm-hmm. But, luckily I was born with a Nintendo controller in my hand. So, but yeah, when I think about it sometimes, it's sometimes hard to fathom. Imagine sitting in a boardroom and there's a meeting and, the whole team is there virtually. And in reality, you're sitting, in a lazy boy at your house with the thing on. I think that's pretty cool to me. I think the future is definitely coming regardless of what people think of it.
Why do you think people are actually spending real currency within this digital space?
Okay, that's a great question. So I believe in February, there was an actual real piece of property, real estate, sold as an NFT. Now, pivoting from that, the reason why real estate in the metaverse is being bought and sold is because people are using the metaverse. People are walking around, they are, meeting people, they are building relationships in this place. The land you can do whatever you want with. If you want to build a casino, have your own casino in the metaverse. If you want to, just build a hangout hangout for you and your friends, if you want to build an art gallery where you can display your NFT art.
I actually blame Snoop Dogg for all this because he's been really prominent in coming out, and everyone wants to live alongside Snoop Dogg now within this metaverse. And if you see the crazy prices of what the neighboring properties are going for, I mean, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's incredible. It really is.
Yeah, see, that's actually a great point. So, people are using it, and people are enjoying the fact that they can jump on there, and it's really personal. Like, people are actually like networking and building relationships in this space. So if you enjoy meeting somebody from Tokyo, and going on some adventure with them in the metaverse, the reason why people are buying it is because it's new. People think it's going to be big. So when land goes up for sale, they went and bought it. If you think it's really speculation, is what I would say.
Yeah, yeah, it does feel like that. A little bit of a wild west right now, but no one really knows where it could go. But it's like cryptocurrency. If you can try maybe pick the right one early enough, you could be onto a right winner. So, do we have any idea of, what's dictating this price? Is it just purely, down to, well, who your neighbor is that dictates that dictates the price that people are actually paying for these kind of online properties?
Okay, that's a good question. So with the online properties, yeah, location, location, location. So there are certain popular spots that would be next to something, maybe the Adidas store or a casino that was built. Those are going to be more money. If you're out in like some deserted land or like a, split level shack, that's not going to be as high as, say, something else. So, yeah, it's about the location and what's happening in that location.
How would one go about buying, say, some digital real estate then? How would you go about that?
Okay, so there's a few ways to do it. You can buy some on OpenSea, which is the marketplace. And then you could also buy some in Sandbox, which is another metaverse. There's quite a few. Anybody can build a virtual world. It's just about marketing it and then having people want to use it and buy land there. But yeah, you would just have to, figure out which metaverse you want to buy your land in, and there'd be a marketplace to do it.
Is there any kind of risks or challenges, when you're investing in this space that you probably, want to share?
Yes, definitely. Now, any industry, and that's not like Web3 or NFTs, there are going to be your bad players, people looking to take advantage or scam you. So the best thing to do when entering NFTs, cryptocurrency, or the Web3 space is to take your time. Most people get scammed when they get FOMO, and that is like a fear of missing out. They move too quickly in this space. So that's the worst thing you can do. Get in, have a look around, take your time, talk to some people, don't click any links, and just take it in. That's my whole thing. It's really, if you don't click any link, a digital message, a DM, try not to, talk to anybody who reaches out to you. If you're on Twitter or you join a Twitter space, those are probably your best places to learn and to start building some relationships. But really, just don't move too quickly, and ask a lot of questions.
Do you have any kind of statistics on the metaverse that you could kind of share with anyone?
Metaverse is not like my forte, but because there's so many of them, and I know we're in a little bit of a bear market with cryptocurrency, which is, if you've been in investing, it's actually, from a silver linings thing, it is a good thing. Having a major reset like this, we've had in the crypto era since about 2008, we've had 5 major resets, and each time cryptocurrency has come back stronger than ever. Now, this is the biggest reset, but doesn't that bode for a bigger comeback if history repeats itself?
Would you be suggesting to people who maybe have been watching cryptocurrency and they're just waiting to try and get a good opportunity to buy in, would buying the dip now be if you had a reasonable kind of medium to long term view of it, would now be a kind of a sensible time to start maybe really looking at, picking up some undervalued crypto?
Yeah, so that's a great question. As far as someone's portfolio, you really want to be, 80% in the major coin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, 20% of your portfolio on risk now, which is like the altcoins and trying to pick a winner. Now, when it comes to buying the dip, most people were like, man, I wish I got in when it was this price or that price. Well, it's here again, and there is a lot of opportunity. And the institutions, the big players, what they do is this is the time that they make their money in the bear market.
Yeah.
They buy when it's low and they sell when it's high. Your typical average retail investor, they do the opposite. They buy high and then they get emotional and sell low. FOMO is a hell of a drug.
Yeah. Have you been following Luna at all over the last week or so?
Luna, Terra Luna. Luckily, the creator of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, I tend to, because I'm a big proponent of Ethereum, more than Bitcoin personally. Yeah. And I tend to watch when he goes, on an interview or live, and, he's been predicting this Terra Luna thing for many months. Really? They were doing some risky stuff and they got bit. And if you are thinking it's going to come back, you're buying a lottery ticket at this point. That's a very tough thing for Terra Luna to do, and I feel real bad for people, everyday people who invested, but they definitely took a lot of risks with that.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there who've been really badly stung on this. Yeah, you have to feel for them, but yeah.
But that goes with any altcoin. When you're, investing in altcoins, that's a crapshoot. That's why they.
Really enjoyed our talk today. I'm certainly going to be putting all your details under this video so people can contact you. But you've got a really interesting podcast you'd like to tell us about as well. So hopefully we can try and get people to tune in and listen to that. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So it's my first run at a podcast, and it's gotten pretty popular, and I'm kind of blown away by it. But really, it's people listening and supporting the show. It's called NFT and Chill. And really all it is a real fireside chat with another influential person from the Web3 space. And, we talk about certain topics, and it's just a genuine conversation, and people are really enjoying it. So, any of your listeners, if you want to learn more about Web3 or NFTs, check out my podcast. If you have questions, you can always find me on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. I cast a wide net. So I'm happy to answer anybody's questions.
Superb. I'll make sure all your details are under here so everyone can reach out to you, okay?
Thank you.
Good. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Tyler, honestly, thank you so much. A mountain of information came from that, and I've really tremendously enjoyed and learned so much from you today. So thank you so much. Hopefully everyone got some really good value from that. And looking forward to doing some more of this, and hopefully we can try and maybe get you back on here again, if you're okay with that, Tyler.
Oh, I'd love that. Thank you so much for having me. It was an absolute pleasure.
Brilliant.
And you know what? I'll be in London at the end of July. I was invited to speak at the Global DeFi Summit. So.
Oh, fantastic. Well, hopefully you're going to reach out to me. We can hopefully catch up with a beer.
Yeah, definitely. Have a pint.
Exactly, a pint. Pint of Guinness.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good. Lovely. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Tyler. And lovely. I will catch up with everyone soon. Bye.